What's going on, my friend? Danny here from youngat30.com, and in this video I'm going to talk about how we can gain muscle faster by leveraging our workouts. Now, what do I mean by leveraging a workout? Well, when I put my time into something, when I actually show up and roll up my sleeves and put the work in, I want to make sure I'm getting the most out of that time. I want to make sure I'm getting the maximum return on my investment. It's like investing money. If you were to invest £100 of your hard-earned cash, you'd want to make sure that you are getting the maximum return on that investment of £100 by investing it in the right ways and the right places. And when we talk about gaining muscle, again, if I go to the gym for an hour and I turn up for an hour and I sweat for an hour and I work hard, I want to make sure I'm doing all the right things in that session to make sure I'm getting the maximum return on my investment. And the return is obviously the muscle mass, and the investment is the time. So there are many ways that you can apply, things that you can do to gain muscle mass faster, but I'm just going to talk about the things that you actually do in the gym while you're lifting the weights. And if you don't do these things, you'll still gain muscle if you're going to the gym, but if you do them, you'll gain muscle much faster. So I'm going to talk about 3 things that you can do in the gym during your workout to gain muscle faster and really get the maximum return on investment for your time. So the first method is by going to failure or repping to failure. Now, when we go to the gym, it's very easy to get into a routine. We do the same exercises, we do the same number of sets, and we do our 10 or 12 reps, and we get comfortable. Now, the problem with that is that when we do our 10 or 12 reps, we're not really straining the muscle enough to get that muscle growth that we want. The muscle growth really happens on that last 2 or 3 reps of the set, where we're really putting the muscle under tremendous pressure and strain. So that's where the leverage is. So when we're doing a set, so we want to make sure the last 2 or 3 reps are really, really painful and that we're really struggling, we can barely go on. Now, we can't really do that by putting a cap on the number of reps that we do. We have to go to failure. And going to failure is when you just keep going until you can't do one more rep and you can't lift anymore. And if you do that, we'll get the most out of the set, we'll get that maximum return on investment for our time, and we'll gain muscle much faster. So that's the first method, going to failure or repping to failure. Now, the second method I actually learned from Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he calls it the shocking principle or the shocking method or shocking the muscle. So again, same kind of idea is that when we go to the gym, it's very easy to get into a nice comfortable routine. We'll do the same exercises, but the problem with doing that is our muscles are very adaptive. They'll learn routine and they become comfortable. And when the muscle becomes comfortable, we limit our potential for maximum growth. So what we want to do, we don't want to let the muscles become comfortable. We want to keep shocking them, keep surprising them. And if we do that, they have to constantly adapt, they have to keep growing, and we'll gain muscle faster. And we do that by constantly changing our routine or changing our kind of regime, basically. So just keep mixing it up, keep shocking the muscle. Now, some examples: if you're working in your chest and you're on the pec deck and you like to use a pec deck, do something different. Try fly dumbbells on the bench instead. If you're on the bench and you're doing a bench press with dumbbells, try altering or experimenting with different ranges of motion. So start narrow and end up wide, or start wide and end up narrow. Keep changing it like that. You can do supersets. You can, instead of using the same amount of weight in every set that you do, start increasing the weight through the sets or decreasing the weight. There's so many things you can do. It's like an art. You can just really mix it up and keep changing it. So that's the second method, the shocking principle. Keep changing your routine. Don't stick with the same routine too long. Now, the third method is by leveraging the negative. Now, what do I mean by leveraging the negative? Well, before I learnt this principle, when I actually did a rep, I would spend all my time focusing on the positive. And the positive is when you're on the upward motion, you're fighting against gravity and you're kind of really working hard. But when the negative came, which is the downward motion, I would just kind of let gravity do the work. I wouldn't really think twice about it. I wouldn't put much effort in. So I'd really struggle on the positive and just kind of flop down for the negative. But it turns out the negative is really important as well, and you get lots of growth from there. So we don't want to lose that opportunity to build muscle. So you do your positive, struggle against it, but when it comes to the negative, just take your time. Take a few seconds and really kind of resist gravity when you're going down, and that will really help to gain muscle faster. So those are the 3 ways. I'll just recap on those again. The first way is going to failure. So don't do your 10 reps, don't stick to your routine, just do as many as you can until you actually kind of fail. And don't be silly. If you're doing 100 reps and you're not failing, you want to increase the weight, so kind of adjust your weight so you're failing round about between 8 or 12 reps is ideal, really. But whatever you want to do, just don't take the easy route. Just keep going until you until you fail, basically. That's going to failure. The second method is the shocking principle. That's Arnold's method. So just don't stick to the same routine, change it up, switch from machines to free weights, switch the amount of weight you're doing, use supersets, anything you can to keep shocking the muscle, and don't let it get comfortable, and that will cause it to grow faster. The third method is concentrating on the negative, or leveraging the negative. So don't just concentrate on the positive when you're doing the negative and going downward. Make sure you're spending some time on that as well, resisting gravity, and you'll get more growth that way. So that's it, guys. Short video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, please hit the like button if you did like it. Leave a comment, and if you'd like to see more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button. Until the next video, take care.